Afternoon, everybody. Clint Endersby with the market report from Out Compass for the 5th of Feb, and to catch up on the last couple of weeks as well. So last week we had a smaller market. We only had 400 cattle, mainly due to the extreme heat that we saw on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all above that 40 degrees. So that cut our numbers in half, which in turn made this week nearly 1,100 cattle sold. A few of them were leftovers from the week before. Market pretty similar. So this week, the best of the bulls. The bulls have been holding firm. They've held their ground for all of the new year and the last part of December. So the best of the bulls out to $4.25 for a good bull with plenty of yield about him and plenty of weight. Then you drop into your second run of bulls, a little bit lighter, a little bit less yield, anywhere from $3.90 to $4.10. And then in your little fellas, little bulls going back to the paddock, they made up to $3.50, and some little blokes there, like little bulls that are not a lot of weight. You're talking 350 to 450 kilos, making anywhere from sort of $3.30 to $3.60. The cows today, the best of the cows were firm, fully firm on last week and the week before. So the best of the cows made out to 405. Took a magnificent pen of Red Angus cows we had there. I think they were 750 odd kilos and $4.05, but they were hard as rocks, well finished, beautifully bred cows. Then the next run of cows, the best of them out to $4. Still takes a good handy cow. She's got to be 650 kilos plus and have plenty of cover and be proper dry and have plenty of yield to make $4. You slip into the cows, 550 to 600 still. Got a bit of cover. They're making sort of anywhere from 375 to 390. And once you get into the real slippery tide of cows that are lacking a bit of yield, lacking a bit of the cover, those cows back to $3.30 to $3.60, but a lot of them land in 50 to 55, $3.50 to 55. Once you drop into the weight and you're under sort of 500 kilos, then they can come back a little bit further than that. And you see a few very light dairy cows and a few very plain beef cows drop below that $3 mark. So the cows have been pretty solid as well. The kill cattle, again, fully firm on your trades and your bullocky sort of cattle there. Your best of the steers. $4.65 for a sort of a steer that could go either way into the feeders, weighing sort of 520 to 540 kilos. A couple of good pens of steers there, making $4.60. But a lot of steers there, $4.55 to $4.60 if they got plenty of cover and plenty of style about them. Again, drop in the yield, drop in a bit of condition, and you're back to $4.40 to $4.50. And maybe even a little bit further back if they're a little bit crossbred, you can be back $4.10 to $4.30. Still some handy steers making $4.40 to $4.50 as well. It's just it's a little bit erratic through some of those kill cattle and trade cattle. Heifers just 10 cents back on the steers, so there's not much change there. Your feeder steer today, again, last week, this week, been very similar. A good pen of Angus feeder steers will make $4.65. Still some handy steers in the $4.50 to $60 bracket. Even had some crossbreds and British types making $4.50 in the that weren't Angus. They could have been 10 cents better in places. The week before, those steers would have made $4.30 to $4.40. Still, everybody's chasing that bit of weight. You've got to be 400 kilos plus to get in that genuine feeder job. The heifer job in the feeders, same. If they're 400 kilos plus, they start at $4. They go through to about $4.40, $4.50 if they're real neat, but it takes a pretty handy heifer to get anywhere near that. Most of them land $4.10 to $4.30. Once you drop in the weight again, your little steers to return to the paddock. The coloured ones, not a great deal of demand on anything but an Angus steer in that weight bracket, but again, didn't have heaps of them. So the steers there, 280 to 350 kilos. Once you're in that sort of weight, a coloured steer, $4 to $4.20. Angus steer still making $4.40 to $4.60. But yeah, big demand for the Angus cattle compared to the crossbred cattle. Your little heifers returning to the paddock, if they're neat, they'll make $4 to $4.20. If they're a bit plain or a bit secondary, or not your Angus cattle, your more British cattle, and in only ones and twos, not penfuls, They can get back as far as $3.50. They're a little bit sticky to move, those British heifers at the moment. There's a bit of value there. If you've got a bit of feed and you want to put a few away, there's definitely an opportunity in them, I would have thought. Then we finished on a few real secondary sort of cattle that we just start to see this time of year. A lot of clean-up lots, a lot of dairy cross cattle. So just towards the end of the sale, if you see the report come out and you see a few cheaper end cattle, that's just a few secondary bred types. That's where they're at. So that's a bit of a catch-up for the last couple of weeks, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.